Okay, for this project, I'm using Caron Simply Soft. It's a worsted weight 4-ply acrylic. But you don't have to use acrylic. Cotton will work, or whatever you want to use. And I'm going to be using a size I 5.5mm crochet hook. And you want to start with a slip knot. And you want to start off with a chain of 6. Okay, then in the second stitch from the hook, you want to do a double crochet. Like that. Chain 1, skip 1, and in the next stitch, you want to do 2 double crochets. And whenever we put 2 double crochets in a stitch, that's where we're going to come back down and put our crocodile stitch. Chain 1, and on the last stitch, you want to put 1 double crochet. Like that. Chain 1 and turn. Now we're going to be working in where I put the 2 stitches in one. And we're going to be working around the post of the first one. And we're going to do 5 double crochets around the post. So we're going to go in around the post of it. And double crochet. Five times. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then I'm going to chain 1. And then I'm going to go around the post of the other double crochet. I'm going to go put 5 double crochets up this post. So I'm going to yarn over and go right around the post, double crochet 5 times. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Straighten it out here and you can see that is the first crocodile stitch. Now we're going to chain 1, turn, and we're going to work in the top of this first double crochet. We're going to put 2 double crochets. I'm just going to go right through the middle of that stitch, like right there. Right in the top of it, or the side of it, kind of. And do 2 double crochets in that same spot. Or you just get it in there somewhere up there. It don't have to be exact, but 2 double crochets. Then I'm going to chain 1. And then in the middle of this stitch, I'm going to put 1 double crochet. I'm just going to go right in it. Chain 1. And then in the top of this stitch, this double crochet here, 2 doubles. So there's 1, and 2. Okay, we're gonna do, I'm gonna do 5 double crochets around this first post. So I'm gonna yarn over and go through the post and work 5 double crochets. There's 1, 2, 3, 5, and then I'm going to chain 1, and then the other double crochet that's in the same stitch, I'm going to do 5 double crochets up this post. One, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then in this one single double crochet here, I just want to slip stitch into the top of it. Like that. And then right here we have 2 in the same stitch, so I'm going to do my crocodile stitch, 5 double crochets around this first post. One, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then the other double crochet here that's in the same stitch, I want to chain 1 and do 5 double crochets up this post. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So now we got more 3 crocodile stitches. Again, I want to chain 1 and turn. And I want to work a double crochet right up here in the top of this stitch, and just go right through the top there, through them 2 loops, and work a double crochet and then another double in the same spot, and then I chain 1, and then right here in the middle of this crocodile stitch, 1 double crochet, chain 1, and then right here on this double crochet from the previous row, see it? I'm going to go right at the top of it, and I'm going to put 2 double crochets in that spot, chain 1, and in the middle of the next crocodile stitch, 1 double crochet, chain 1, and in the top of this last crocodile stitch, right here at the top of it, 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. And then I'm going to chain 1 and turn. Now I'm going to work my shell stitches again. I'm going to do 5 double crochets around this first post. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Chain 1, and I'm going to work 5 double crochets up this other double crochet that's in the same stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I'm going to slip stitch into the top of this 1 single double crochet right here. Again, I got 2 in the same stitch, so I'm going to do my crocodile stitch, 5 double crochets down this first double crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, chain 1, 5 double crochets up the other double crochet that's in the same stitch. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then again slip stitch into the top of this one double crochet, and now I'm where there's 2 double crochets again, so I want to do another crocodile stitch by putting 5 double crochets down this one post. Chain 1, 5 double crochets up the other post. Like that. So that's kind of how it's worked, just each time it's just getting bigger. Chain 1 and turn. Again, I'm going to put 2 double crochets kind of right up here. I usually go through like these top 2 loops here. 2 double crochets. Chain 1. And between this next one, right through the middle of it, 1 double crochet. Chain 1, and then right here in the top of this double crochet put 2 double crochets, 1, 2, chain 1, in the middle of this crocodile stitch, 1 double crochet, chain 1, in the top of this double crochet, 2 double crochets, chain 1, in the middle of this crocodile stitch, 1 double, chain 1, then right over here on the end, right here in the top of this last double crochet, put 2 in it, chain 1 and turn. Now again, I want to work my crocodile stitch over these first 2 double crochets that are in the same stitch. So 5, down it, chain 1, and then the other double crochet that's in the same stitch, 5 up it. Slip stitch into the next double crochet, and then I do my crocodile stitch again. Chain 1, go to the other post, slip stitch into this next double crochet, crocodile stitch again over these next 2 double crochets, slip stitch into the next double crochet, crocodile stitch over here over my last 2 double crochets. Oops. Again, you chain 1, and then you start working these row of posts again, and you just keep repeating that. And you repeat it till you get to the size that you want it to be. So we need a size for the front area of the bottoms, and then enough to cover the back area. So this is going to be my back part. You do as many rows as you can hold it up to your rear and get it covered however big you want it, however much you want it to cover. I know everybody likes different coverage. And then the front, I'll probably do another row or so on the front here of mine to get it a little bit wider. Probably another row. So you do this part to cover your front how you want it. And then I'm going to finish up mine, and you finish up both your pieces, and then I'll show you how to hook them together. Okay, once you get your 2 pieces to fit you just want to tie off, and you can hide your tails. If you want to make it the size I am, I'm making mine to fit my mannequin, so it's probably like a small medium. I did 5 rows for the front and 8 rows for the back. But I'm going to set these aside. I'm going to make a little piece to go from here to here. So I'm going to start with a slip knot on my hook. I want to leave a long tail here so we can do some sewing with it later. Be easier that way. Now I'm going to start with a chain. Of 8. If you want the bottom piece to hook, that hooks from, I don't really know how to say it, the piece that goes from here to here to be wide, you can make it wider, or you can make it thinner. I know everybody likes to wear it differently, but I'm going to start with a chain of 8. I'm going to start with a chain of 9, I'm sorry. And then I'm going to chain 9, and I'm going to single crochet in the second stitch from the hook. And then I'm going to single crochet 1 in every stitch. But I mean, you can start out any number of chains depending on the thickness you want that bottom piece to be. And then I'm just going to chain 1 and turn. And I'm going to go across again, putting 1 single crochet in every stitch. Chain 1 and turn, and again I'm just going to keep doing rows of 1 single crochet till I get that piece long enough that it'll stretch from the front to the back. And you want to make sure you're going into that chain 1 here at the end. That counts as a stitch. If you don't go into it, it'll be crooked. So I'm going to keep doing my rows of one single crochet in every stitch, and I'll let you know here in just a second how many rows I do. I did 16 rows, but you can do more if you're making, if the back side and the front side are bigger, you might need to do a few more rows, but you can always what I would do to test is it's gonna get sewed right about here along this bottom crocodile stitch. Just kind of hold it up to yourself and make sure this reaches around to the back side comfortably to where it'll attach to this other part. And what you want to do is we'll sew it on with our yarn needle. So I'm just gonna take my tail here and I'm gonna sew it on right across this first crocodile stitch, right at the top of it. I'm gonna hold it on there. You can pin it if it helps you. And I'm just gonna go across like this. I'm not going all the way through like that. I'm just going and kind of whip stitching it like this to hold it in place. I don't want to go through to the other side. So you just want to get this sewed on here, and we'll sew it on the big piece too. And you kind of just hide your tail, weave your tail in a little bit, a few times. Flip it off. And then you take your other side and do the same. Sew it in the same spot. Being careful that you sew them in the same direction here, so I'll flip this over. And I'm going to sew it right up here too, just the same as I did the other one. Kind of whip stitch it on. Try not to go through to the other side. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this, getting this part sewed on. There's that so far. And now I'm going to make some strings to tie it on with. So I'm going to start with a slip knot on your hook. I'm going to do a chain. Start with a chain of 30. Now if you made it bigger or your plus size, you might need to make it larger. It's going to attach here, and this is what's going to tie to. So there's going to be one on each side of the big piece and one on each side of the small piece. So you might want to hold this up to you and hold the chain up and make sure that it's going to wrap around you. Both pieces the same will wrap around you and tie comfortably. So I'm going to start with a chain of 30, and I'm just going to go in on this front piece and single crochet right here at the top, in the top of this double crochet. single crochet like that. Now I'm going to work my way across, putting 1 single crochet in every stitch across the top of this piece, and just do your best to kind of space them out. They're kind of hard to see, but just do your best to try to get them evenly spaced single crochets. I'm not putting single crochets in the crocodile stitch. Only around this back row you can kind of see them a little better. That's kind of what I'm trying to go into. It's giving me trouble. There we go. My yarn's all tangled up here. There we go. So I'm just going to continue putting 1 single crochet, the best, just space them out the best you can across the top here to the end here. Now you want to do the same number of chains that you did on this side, and I did 30, so I'm going to do it again. The same number on this side that I did on this side. And now what I want to do is add 1 more and then go back and single crochet in the second chain from the hook, and then 1 single crochet in every stitch of the chain. So now we're just working our way back around, back across again. Just like that, 1 in every stitch of the chain. You got 1 single crochet in every stitch of the chain. Now we're just going to work across again the top here, putting 1 single crochet in every stitch. All across the top, just like before. So I'm going to go all the way across the top, and then I'm just going to do 1 single crochet in every stitch of the chain on this side. And then I'm going to tie up and hide my tails. And then you just do the exact same thing on this big back piece. You start out with however many chains you had, and then single crochet it on all the way across, just like we did in the front. And then you'll be able to tie it on. I got the bottom part done. Now I'm going to start on the bikini top. So it's kind of just like what we did, but we're going to be working it backwards. And you want to leave a long tail because it does get kind of floppy working it this backwards way. So we're going to use the tail to kind of sew it up and make it a little bit more firm. Okay, you want to start with a chain of 22. Okay, and now if you want it if you have a larger bust, you're going to have to make it larger at the bottom. So for every crocodile stitch that you want to add on the bottom, add 6 more to your chain. So I got 4 crocodile stitch for 22 stitches. If you want another one, add 6 more chains, and another one, you add 6 more after that. If you want it even a little bit smaller, just take away 6 from the 22. So that's how you adjust the size to that. What I'm going to do is double crochet in the 4th stitch from the hook. We don't count the one that's on our hook, so double crochet in the 4th stitch, like that. So that's kind of right there, you got that chain and that double crochet. That's like having 2 in the same stitch. So now you want to chain 1, skip 2, put 1 double crochet in the next, chain 1, skip 2, put 2 double crochet in the next, chain 1, skip 2, put 1 double crochet, chain 1, skip 2, put 2 double crochet, chain 1, skip 2, put 1 double crochet, and then you chain 1, and in the very last stitch you put 2. And now we're just going to start working our scales again, like we did before. So I'm going to chain 1 and working in the very first double crochet. I'm going to do my 5 double crochets down the post. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, chain 1, and I'm going to go over to the next double crochet there and do 5 up the post. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, slip stitch into this next double crochet, and then I got 2 together. Go ahead and do my crocodile stitch again. So we just repeat this to the end like we have been doing it. I just did my last crocodile stitch, and now what we want to do is we're going to be slip stitching over to this first double crochet here. So I'm just going to go into the top of, I chain 1 and turn, and then I'm going to go into the top of the double crochet like that. And the best I can, I'm just going to kind of slip stitch on over here. Go right through that center and slip stitch. Okay, and when you get into the top of this double crochet, slip stitch into it, chain 3, and go back into the same spot and double crochet again. So there's our 2 and 1 stitch, chain 1, go right through the center right here of this scale and do 1 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochets in the top of this double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet right through the center of that scale, 2 double crochets into the top of, chain 1 after that, I'm sorry, and then 2 double crochets into the top of this double crochet. And we're not going to go all the way to the end, we're going to stop there, and I'm going to chain 1 and turn, and now I'm going to do my crocodile stitches again. This one, slip stitch into that, crocodile stitch, slip stitch in that, and crocodile stitch. Okay, I made it to the end again, and now you can see that I lost a crocodile stitch. So now again, I'm going to flip it over, chain one and flip it over, and I'm going to slip stitch over to this first double crochet. Like this, through that hole. And then when I get to this double crochet, I'm just going to slip stitch into the top of it. Chain 3 counts as a double, and go right back in it and do another double crochet. Chain 1, and then in the center of this crocodile stitch I do 1 double crochet, chain 1, and then there's this double crochet here, 2 double crochets in that spot. My yarn keeps splitting. And then we're not going to go any farther than that. Now we're just going to chain 1 and turn, and I'm going to do my 2 crocodile stitches here on the ends, slip stitch in that. Okay, I did that. Now if you started out with more crocodile stitches, you just keep going for as many rows as it takes you to get to where you're just going to have 1 crocodile stitch left. So what I'm going to do, this is going to be my last crocodile stitch. Chain 1. Now I'm going to slip stitch over here to this 1 double crochet. And then I'll put slip stitch into it and chain 3 and put 1 more double in it, and then that'll be all. I'm just going to turn now and put my 1 chain 1 and turn and put my 1 crocodile stitch right here. And then when you get up to where you do your last crocodile stitch, you want to cut a long tail. Like that. Now you can see with these that since I worked the opposite direction of last time, that these crocodile stitches are kind of flimsy on the corners because there's no double crochet to hold them. But I'm going to fix that real quick. I got 2 tails here that I have long. I'm going to sew up this side and this side using my yarn needle. So all I'm going to really do is just kind of put a few stitches here and here. So I'll weave my tail up to that spot. Just kind of neatly do it the best you can, just to where it's going to touch the ends and hold it together so they're not flopping all over the place. That. And I go up to the next little spot. And then I just grab the end here. Go back through again. So it kind of makes a little bit, kind of like a little knot and holds it. And I'm just going to hide this tail, weave it in, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side with the other long tail that I left. Just get it sewed up there on the ends. And you need to make 2 of these pieces the same. Okay, I got my 2 pieces made. We're going to kind of do it the same way we did the bottoms, as far as putting that strap across the bottom. You want to start with a chain for as long as that it'll wrap around one side of your back and tie. So it's going to go like this. So this is going to hook here, and you want this to be able to wrap around your back and tie with the other piece. So I started with a chain of 50, and if you have a larger statue, you might want to start a little bit, a few, you know, do some more chains than that. But once you get your chain, we're going to go ahead and single crochet on this bottom row. So I'm just going to go into the first stitch down here and single crochet that on. Like that. And now I'm going to do 1 single crochet in every stitch across the bottom here. Just like this. All the way across this bottom piece. I put the 1 single crochet across the bottom of this. Now we're going to attach the other one on, and I'm just going to make a chain of like, you can put it up to the chest and see how big, if you need a chain in between them or not. I'm just going to do a chain of 5 because I think that that's going to work. Chain 5, grab your next one, make sure they're both facing the right side, and start single crocheting it on just like we did the other one. All the way across to here. You get to the last single crochet here. Now you need to make your chain again. I had a chain of 50 over here. However many you had, you just do the same amount. Get your chain amount. You go ahead and just add 1 more. And then you start in the second stitch from the hook and single crochet, and now we're just going to single crochet 1 in every stitch all the way down your chain. So now we're just going back the way we came. One single crochet in every stitch for the length of the chain. Got my 1 single crochet in every stitch of that chain. Now I'm just going to continue across, put in 1 single crochet down here in the bottom, just like this. Okay. Then I'm going to do 1 single crochet in each stitch of this chain we made in the middle. And then I'm going to continue along. 1 single crochet across the other piece, across the bottom here. Just like that. And then I just continue across with 1 single crochet in every stitch, and I do up the chain, and then I tie off. Okay, for this strap I'm actually making it separately and then sewing it onto the top. So you just want to make it long enough to where both sides will tie around your neck. I started with a chain of 50, but you can do more or less. And you just single crochet in the second stitch from the hook, and then 1 single crochet in every stitch for the length of the chain. Just like this, all the way down. And just want to leave a long tail when you tie off and use your tail. I'm just going to flip this over and sew it to the top of this crocodile stitch. Just like that. Just sew it nice and tight so it doesn't come off. And then you just hide your tail. And then that's it. It's all done. That's all I'm going to do. There's the bottoms. And the top. Oh. Get it untwisted. That's it. I hope you enjoy my tutorial. I hope that you were able to follow along, okay? I think it's pretty easy. If you know how to do the crocodile stitch, it's pretty easy. Don't forget to come check out my Facebook page. I'll put a link below in the description box. And until next time, have a good day.